Hey everyone, how's it going? This is Audrey, and welcome back to our Veronaville Megahood, where we are once again in the very beautiful, gorgeous, stunning Berrybury, where if we are keeping up with the pace we have been, we will be looking at the last two families of this neighborhood, which personally I'm very excited about for so many reasons. One, because the stories for this family that we've been kind of set up for already sound just incredibly fascinating. I can't wait to get into them. And then once we're done with these two families, we'll have finished our very first round of this Megahood. We'll have been introduced to everyone, all the key players, everything we need to know. And that means we can start going back into full rotations, which I will talk a little bit more about at the end of this video, how it's going to get set up, as well as the next video when we get back into Veronaville, back into the feud, and see what that's all about. But let's waste no further time. Let's get into our very first family. So they're going to be right over here. This is the Apollonia family. Look at them. They are so stinking cute. And they live at 118 Kings Road. And we got a bio. It says, so focused on her career, Hecuba hasn't stopped to consider what she really wants in life. Is she willing to risk it all to finally be happy? And will Priam ever find proof that aliens really do exist? Which is really exciting. We got kind of like a running theme I've noticed in Berrybury, which is like marriages that seem to be in a crisis of some sort. But also, we have aliens, which is something we have not seen yet in Veronaville. But personally, I am a big fan of aliens in this game, and just kind of in general. I don't know if you can see it very well, but I have a tattoo that is placed in probably the worst, like, actual spot to demonstrate a tattoo on a webcam, but it is of a UFO abducting a cow. So that tells you my stance on aliens pretty well. But yeah, let's go see what they're about. And here we are, which once again, very, very cute little house too. What I like about this one is a lot of the houses in Berrybury I've noticed have kind of drawn more from the Cap side of Veronaville for inspiration. This is definitely more of a Monty build with the kind of yellow stucco walls, but it has a really nice flourish to it. I like the windows and doors a lot, and the layout itself is really fun. We'll get into the kids' bedrooms. There's quite a little contrast going on here, which I'm really enjoying as well. And this setup is really nice. I like this floor plan a lot. But let's get into meeting the family really quickly. First up, we have her. This is Miss Hecuba Apollonia. So a lot of fun things to discuss about this family. You know, touched on this very briefly in our last playthrough, that this family is very much centered around the story of the Trojan War, specifically Shakespeare's play of Troilus and Cressida, which, as I mentioned, is something that I feel like there's a lot of experts out there on. So if I get anything wrong, please feel free to correct me, because one, I like knowing things, and two, comments drive up engagement, and both are good in my opinion. So definitely, if I'm getting something wildly off base here, let me know, please. But Hecuba and Priam are the queen and king of Troy at the time of the Trojan War. Priam and Hecuba, most notably, they had, hold on, I'm just gonna make sure I got this right. Yeah, they had 19 children, which thankfully, the creator only included 2 of them, kind of the more relevant ones, I think, in the Troilus and Cressida story, so happy for that. But among their children, they also had, besides Troy and Zenna, which I'll get to, who I think Zenna is supposed to be based off of, they also had Paris, Hector, Cassandra. Those are some of the most famous ones that we know about. One interesting thing is we do have a Paris in this town that I based off of the character from Romeo and Juliet. And I'm starting to think, I just made him a random townie, and I'm starting to think it might be fun to actually start to tie him into this family somehow, maybe make him like a distant cousin or something like that, but that's for further down the line. One thing specifically about Troilus and little Troy that should be mentioned is, you know, some myths say that he is, of course, the son of Priam and Hecuba, but there's also a theory that he is the offspring of an affair that Hecuba had with the sun god Apollo, which I think is why their last name Apollonia ties in. I did double check the family tree, and I do see that we do have Troy as like a legitimate son of Priam in this one too, but that's kind of a fun little theory to have. So I kind of like that. But what else about Miss Hecuba? There is one thing I do want to do with her character when I was looking at myths around her that I think would be really fun, but we'll get to that in due time. But let's talk about Hecuba the Sim really quickly. So she is a fortune sim. She's about middle age. I know she's actually pretty far ahead in her adult lifespan, which is kind of fun. Not very high aspiration, but she seems to be doing well. Her lifetime want is to become a city planner, which I believe is her job. Yep, she's an architect at level 7, which is very high up in the architecture career. Looks like she needs a little bit of logic to advance a little bit further. Her 2 wants right now, she wants to kiss her husband, which is very nice. Wants to be BFFs with David, which we will get to. That's also a little messy in itself. And make a friend and get a puppy, which I think is all very cute stuff. What you want for that skill? Yep, logic, that makes sense for a fortune sim. sim. Fortune sims very much are only really focused on skills that increase their standing in their job, although it does look like she has some cooking skills, so she's like pretty well balanced. It also is why she wants to make a friend, is because they need more family friends for her to get a promotion, it looks like. So her relationship with Priam is 89/89, which is pretty good, but I do notice they have 1 bolt of chemistry, and then she has 2 bolts of chemistry with her best friend, David McDuff. I think I've mentioned before that I do believe she does have the hots for David, and so far I've just seen Hecuba in town thirsting over David and like the warlock and just some other questionable people. She likes Angus Macbeth, that should tell you anything, and I can see the warlock in her relationship panel for sure. Raviolito, the atrociously evil warlock, a recurring fan favorite, I'm sure. She also likes Titania. I like her and Titania being friends. I think that'd be fun. And then she knows a bunch of other people. She doesn't seem to dislike anyone, which is kind of a rarity in this neighborhood. Looks like this family might be a little more stable, at least externally, than some of the other ones we've encountered. She does have ancestors. I do remember we ran into what were most presumably their ancestors back in the graveyard when we took Davy to the church. And hers are, oh boy, Dymas and Euagora Hellenic. And let's, while we're here, let's check in on Priam's. Priam's is, why did I do this myself? This is Laomedon and Strymo. We'll see if I got any of that right. Hold on.
Laomedon.
Wow, I was so off. Okay, Laomedon, and let's do the other one now. Anyway, Laomedon and Strymo were actual Priam's actual parents in Greek mythology, so that's pretty fun. I do like that. That's a good tie-in. Let's just look up Hecuba's parents really quickly again, just to get that all established, and then I will never have to pronounce these people's names again. I hope. Let's see, Hecuba. Oh, this is fun. Okay, so Greek mythology. The reason why I don't know as much about Greek mythology as maybe some of you people is because there's like just so many different variations and permutations and retellings of myths too. So for example, Homegirl has 3 possible sets of parents. The first one we do get listed is Dymas and Euagora, so I'm glad that's the one we're sticking with. But just as a heads up, this creator could have also named them Cisseus and Talicia and Sanguinius and Metope, or Euagora and Glaucippe. So yeah, lots of people to draw from. I do notice she does have a sibling that's Theno, so that's a possible maybe tie-in for who Paris Aeschylus, who is the Romeo and Juliet themed townie, could be. Or, you know, I was going to say we can maybe make Paris just like their child that they don't pay attention to, but I feel like that would really kind of dissolve this family storyline a lot. Anyway, that's our Greek mythology history lesson when it comes to Hecuba. I'm sure we have more to talk about, so we'll get into that. But Miss Hecuba seems to really have the hots for David McDuff. That seems to be what's going on here, which sure, man. Sure. Like let's look at, boy, I'm all over the place right now. Let's look at Priam just to get some context here. This is what she is not having the hots for. This man is gorgeous. He's breedable. He wants to meet aliens. He looks like he's a smart guy from his little lab coat. I don't get it. I don't get why you would choose the deadbeat clown that's not even a good father to his own children and spends all day rooting through the trash because he is unemployed over this man. But I'm sure you have your reasons. She is afraid of him dying, though. That's very sweet. Anyway, Miss Hecuba, she's an Aries. Oh, I love it. Just like me, of course. She is very outgoing, a little active, and then very serious, and then kind of grouchy. And what we got for her bio? Hecuba has spent most of her life pursuing her dream of becoming an architect while also raising perfect children. She feels like she's missing out on life. She's found a new spark in her life, but will the flame ignite or will it be snuffed out before it really starts to burn? Interesting. I like this bio a lot because the spark is definitely alluding to Mr. Davy, but also the fact that she might be willing to just, I don't see her as having an affair is kind of what I'm getting at, but she might be the type of person to completely just think about her life, even have kind of what we would consider like a midlife crisis, and think, I am going to leave my family and this life I have set up for me because I realize it's not what I want, and I'm going to be with this person I care about instead. And as much as I was roasting Davy, like, I know that happens, and I know some people just really have this natural spark, and both of them seem to be in very unhappy relationships as it is, so that'd be a very interesting trail for them to follow. However, David McDuff seems to be very doomed by the narrative here. It seems like it's possible something might happen she might decide to go this route, spend her days with David, and then David could die because he's in that feud with the Macbeths. So I feel like this is kind of what the bio is kind of hinting at when it talks about that spark getting snuffed out. So that's really fascinating. That's such a like an interesting little plot line that we could go. I'm really excited about this. This is why I'm saying I'm like really like this family so far. Anyway, let's check her memories. Wow. Met a lot of people for sure. And it looks like it's pretty like nice and stable. Looks like she did all the romance stuff with Priam. And she had Troy and Zenna. And now I do believe Troy and Zenna are twins. Let's see. Becomes an adult in 9 days. Becomes an adult in 9 days. So that's really fun. I like that they're twins. I think that's like really... I like twins in this game. I think it's really fun whenever they get included. And they got her job. Actually, after she had her kids, her mom died. She got a job, started making money, and then her dad died. And this all seemed to happen in pretty quick succession because she just started teaching the kids like her potty skills or their toddler skills. I do notice also there seems to be a little bit of a favoritism towards Troy from her, which is also something kind of worth noting. Troy grew up well, Zenna grew up well. Taught them both to study though, which makes sense. It seems like a very smart family from what I'm getting here, with her as an architect and him as he looks like he's either in science or medicine. I mean, let's see here. The twins grew up well, met Catriona, met David, and then became best friends with David, and Zenna got an A+. And then, whoa. So I don't know if this was like a creator oversight. It's possible they might have like accidentally killed off Euragora too early or like added a memory that Euragora died. But that's interesting that she died twice. You know, like I said, this could be just something that just happened. I've been editing memories in SimDE myself for other things, and it's very easy to just make this as a mistake. But also it'd be a really interesting plotline if like she died and came back somehow. I don't know. I kind of want to look more into Euragora as a character now and see if that's anything we could go with. Like I said, could be a complete mistake. I could be just completely off the base here, but I like this as a plotline. So very interested to see where that goes. And then met, looks like Angus and then Tybalt. So that's when we started having like actual gameplay memories because she's meeting characters from other neighborhoods, including, God, what a combo. We got Katrina Fasuli, Raviolito, and Nicholas Starveling. Oh boy, some good choices here. What's your turn-ons? Okay, so she likes red hair and does not like black hair. We need to once again point out that so there's a couple things. Her husband has black hair. Also, I want to pop open the hood in SimPE and figure out where like little Troy got his red hair from, because I mentioned that Troy in the myth is like a fair baby, or possibly an affair baby. It's, you know, Greek mythology. That's one of the many different interpretations you can draw from. But I am kind of wondering now if that's Troy having a redhead. Being a redhead is maybe an allude to that, or if possible, these two have some recessive red gene, which is just the reason why Troy has red hair. But also, I don't think it goes without saying, we know who else has red hair in this neighborhood. David McDuff. So that's kind of what she's set up for. Anything fun in the inventory? No, but that's okay. So that is Hecaba. Wow. One thing I think would be really interesting, like I said, is possibly her maybe instead of starting another affair and having like that kind of going on as a plotline, because we do have a lot of that going on in all these neighborhoods, it kind of would be more interesting if she had exhibited other symptoms of a midlife crisis in a different way. And once we get to playing, I'll kind of talk about some things I have in mind for her. But that is Hecaba. Woo. Let's go talk about Priam now. Wow, Priam wants to gain a bunch of skills. Oh, he sure is a little knowledge sim, all right. And he also wants to kiss his wife, which I think, oh, they're going to serenade each other with ACR. Okay, that's cute. So what's going on with Priam? What's your lifetime want? He wants to max out 7 skills. So I do know his storyline is all set up to be about aliens, and I do have a specific like lifetime aspiration chooser that I might just give him now, because I think that would just be a really fun thing to do. Okay, we're gonna put a little dream catcher right here for a second. Don't worry about it. And then we can do choose lifetime want from personally available. I guarantee he has it. There we go. So now we can actually scroll through. I have a bunch of different custom lifetime wants, and he should have it. Actually, he does not. So we're gonna go, and I'm just gonna give him this because I think this is way interesting. Where are we at? I kind of hate how they have different nicknames, so I don't really know what's what sometimes, but I will find it. I guarantee you. Yeah, there we go. Regular UFO passenger. So get abducted 20 times and learn from aliens. Priam, this is your goal now. I'm sorry I've put you in this box, but it looks like we were heading there anyway. Let's see. He's an inventor level 6, so he's in the science career track. Inventor is pretty far up there too, so that's a little bit of smarty pants. He's got a good spread of skill. That's a knowledge sim. Looks like he wants to learn a bunch more, but he needs another friend before he can get that promotion. Let's see here. Oh, did I check his relationship? So he doesn't like Hecaba as much as Hecaba likes him. That's interesting. She's 89 over 89 with him, and he's 75 over 75 with her. So that's interesting. I wonder if he kind of does not realize that maybe she's looking elsewhere, or maybe he has, and that's why they don't get along. He gets along well with Ronnie. I think that's really fun. And wow, okay, a lot of favoritism towards Troy over Zenna. Okay, wow, I didn't even talk about the kids. I'm so terrible at this. Yeah, it looks like Hecuba has the same thing going on with Troy and Zenna. Woof. Okay, what else we got? Oh boy, this is already troublesome. No spark with Catriona, so they're not going to do like a little partner swap, which is probably for the best. Although I do notice he has a lot going on with Bianca Monti, who is single. Has some stuff going on with Camilla Farfel, which could just be fun. Although I kind of have another partner in mind that I want to try to set Camilla up with. And also seems to really like Lorna Macbeth, which is a dangerous combo. But good news, Lorna might not be married for too much longer too, because Lorna's husband, like David, is caught up in a deadly feud. Same with Catriona, but we don't got to worry about that. Let's see, he's turned on by logical and mechanical. I called Cressida a morosexual last time I played. He seems to be a sapiosexual. He doesn't like hats. So I don't think they're gonna, I was like, maybe one solution is that they both try to marry David, but no, he doesn't like hats. No, nothing going on with David, it seems. Darn. Well, that's okay. What else about him? He's very neat, a little shy, lazy, and serious, and very nice. And what we got for a bio? Priam swears he was once abducted by aliens. He wants to prove that it really happened. So far, his efforts have gone unnoticed, but they'll see. They'll all see. I love this for him. I don't know. I was looking really hard to see if there is any tie-in from like the King of Troy Priam and aliens. There's not, but it'd be really fun if there was. What we got for? Oh, he does have a memory of getting abducted by aliens. It was a positive memory too. Oh, I love that. I love knowledge sims. Let's see. Okay, did all the stuff with Hecuba. Had the babies, and then also kind of like Hecuba, his mom died really young, then met aliens, then his dad died, and then he taught, looks like he's kind of the more hands-on father. He did everything with Zenna, like taught her all her skills, and only taught Troy one of his skills. So Troy's, I think, a little bit of a mama's boy is what we're getting up on. And then, of course, the kids grew up well. He got his job in the science career, made best friends with Troy, so there is definitely some favoritism going on, although I do notice Zenna is getting A+. So Zenna's like the better student, even if she's not the most loved twin, which is so sad. Became best friends with David, so I do like they're both friends with David. I don't know. I'd watch your back, dude. That's all I'm going to say. And then, of course, met all these people. So that's fun. Anything, yeah. That's what we know. Anything in your inventory? No. But I am going to do this right now before I forget. Give him all the knowledge skill points so we can have him summon aliens at some point. I'll just do this one too. There we go. And then we can have him summon aliens soon, which I'm very excited about. But now, let's talk about the kids. All right, so Troy, look at him. Look at his cute little face. He's got kind of like a little mischievous look to him. He's definitely got his dad's like eyes and nose. I can see that. Very pretty. And like I said, he's a mysterious little redhead. I don't know if the parents have a recessive gene that I just haven't picked up on or what's going on there, but I do like that for him. I like redheads. He's a popularity sim. He wants to have a friend over. I think that'd be fun. He also wants to be friends with Rory Macbeth, who I would love to see that for them. So Troy. So in Troy and Cressida, if Cressida is supposed to be kind of the archetype of the unfaithful lover, Troy is like the opposite. Troy is very romantic and very dedicated, very much believe his Wikipedia calls him the paragon of the faithful courtly lover and also the virtuous pagan knight. So all around good guy Troy is what we got. That's kind of him. He wants to be a cult leader. He did not. Okay, I did not plan that at all. What the hell? Okay, so never mind what I said. How nice is he actually? Let's check that out. Oh, he's super nice. But yeah, okay. He wants to be a cult leader. I got nothing to that. Okay, well. Anyway, Troy. He's besties with his twin sister, which is good because I mentioned there seems to be like a lot of favoritism towards him, which we saw with the Fasulis, with Marcus and Nikita. And Nikita very much resented Marcus for it. So I kind of like that these two are almost like the complete opposites. They really seem to like each other. He's besties with his dad, likes his mom a lot, and of course really is in love with Miss Cressida Okamura. He knows Rory and Fionnuala, and I assume probably does not have any idea that Cressida's kind of trying to mess around with both of them. But let's see. No job. He's got a C+. No skills. Once again, the teens here are a little unskilled, but that's okay. That's okay. That's why I send them all to college. Let's see. He is a Libra. Very outgoing, super lazy, super serious, and then, as I said, super, super sweet. Let's see what your bio says. The moment Troy met Cressida, he knew he was in love. He was overjoyed when she actually kissed him. Now he's finally got the girl of his dreams. Troy wants to tell everyone the joys of love and peace. Okay, buddy. Let's see what you got for memories. Let's see. Potty trained by his mother and father, learned to talk from his father. Actually grew up well, had a great birthday party. Aw. His sister grew up well, became best friends with his sister Zenna. Had an accident. Troy. Learned to study, kind of really rudimentary stuff. Then met Cressida, then met Fionnuala, made best friends with Cressida, and I kissed and fell in love with her, and also made best friends with his dad, which is really cute, and remembered his sister getting an A+, as well as meeting Rory. That's fun. So I do like he met Cressida and Fionnuala about the same time, and he's like, oh my god, Cressida, I love her. She's the only one for me. And meanwhile, he also met Cressida's other little thing on the side, so that's something. I did notice he has a lot of aspiration points. I don't know if that's just he was like making a bunch of friends and meeting people, but he seems to be seem to be going pretty well for Troy. He has no idea that his girlfriend, or not even his girlfriend, that's the thing, is he thinks Cressida, seems like he thinks Cressida is his girlfriend, and Cressida is saying, no, I have other people I want to see. So that's kind of their main conflict. I like that they kind of are like the two young lovers of this neighborhood, kind of like Romeo and Juliet, but a little bit of a different dynamic, it seems, whereas Romeo has agreed to go study with Juliet, but may have been second-guessing it. But that's Mr. Troy. Let's go see what his little sis is all about, or twin sister. I gotta make that clear. Twin sister, Zenna. So, okie dokie. So Miss Zenna. So if I am to be correct, and feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, I believe she is supposed to be based off of one of Priam and Hecuba's daughters. This one is Polyzenna. And fun fact, when I looked up how to pronounce Polyzenna on my phone, YouTube gave me an ad that they now have John Tucker Must Die on streaming now, which is another early 2000s movie that is based off of a Shakespeare play. I believe that one was The Merry Wives of Windsor. But Polyzenna, so she is one of Priam and Hecuba's children, many children. And one thing I did not mention about their 19 children is that I think most, if not almost all of them, died very tragically young. Once again, we are dealing with a story about a bunch of dead children, perfect for Romeo and Juliet. One thing with Polyzenna in the Trojan War is that she caught the attention of Achilles. Oh, hi. That was not what I was supposed to be doing. Anyway, she caught the attention of the Greek warrior Achilles. I don't think Achilles needs any real introduction, but he was supposed to be like the strongest warrior in the Greek army. And of course, he had his famous weakness in the heel. Achilles was so smitten with Zenna that even though they were enemies, and even though he like literally killed her brother, he killed Troilus, by the way. I didn't even mention that. Troilus died at the hands of Achilles. That's something probably important to note, probably, is that he told her this. And she's like, wow, cool. Thanks for the weakness. And then she told her other brothers that this is how you kill Achilles. You strike him in the heel. And they did. And then out of grief, poor Polyzenna ended up choosing to be sacrificed, or she got sacrificed in general at Achilles' tomb. And that's who our little Zenna is based off of. This story is very bleak. Oh my goodness. But another thing with Zenna that I did notice during setup is because of my default replacement, she has this beautiful pink hair, which I felt no reason to change because I thought it looked really gorgeous. But I do want to note that she had initially very unnaturally bleached blonde hair, which I think is very fitting for her. And we'll kind of get to that in a little bit. She is a family sim. And I do notice she wants to become mayor, which is really interesting because we do have someone else gunning for being mayor in this town, and that is Lorna Macbeth. So it could be possible that sometime down the line, she is maybe going to be competition for Lorna. Obviously, she's still pretty young. She's got 19 days until she ages up into an adult, and then I will probably send her to college because it seems like she will really want to go down that path. But that's something to keep in mind, is that she might one day be a potential threat to who is right now probably our most dangerous person in Berrybury. So be very interesting to see how that plotline shakes out. She does want to be friends with Cressida and wants to have her very first kiss and flirt because she's a family sim. She wants to find the one. Let's see her relationship. So she is best friends, of course, with her brother Troy, which I think is so cute. And then does not really seem to have a super high opinion of her parents. They're okay, but she does want to be friends with Cressida, which would be fun. And of course, because of course Cressida is Troy's not girlfriend. So I do like that they kind of want to bond. And then let's see, she likes Odette, likes Fionnuala, and then knows and kind of likes Grace. So once again, this family doesn't really seem to have any enemies at the moment. that could always change. Let's see. She's a public school student, so she does have an A. No skills though, but still like doing very well in school. I do like that for her. Yeah, we can talk about our memories first. It looks very rudimental. Like I said, she learned all her skills from her dad and none from her mom, which is very interesting because her relationship with both her parents seemed kind of strained. Made best friends with her brother, learned to study from her mom, grew up well, and then got an A+ report card after meeting some of the other girls in town, which is very fun. I do like that for her. Let's see, she's an Aries like her mom. She's very sloppy, very outgoing, a little bit on the serious side and more on the nice side. Let's see what her bio says. Oh, wow. Okay. So her becoming a mayor seems to be very important to her character. I really like that for her. The much more quiet and reserved twin, Zenna, is focusing on her studies to achieve her dreams of becoming the mayor and maybe even the youngest president in history. She wants it all. Amazing job, a loving family, and perfect children. One thing I do notice with Zenna is I think she is set up to be kind of this very like high-strung perfectionist type. We got that a little bit from the family bio. And then I mentioned the rooms. Like, we got to talk about the kids' rooms. There's something going on here. This, I believe, is Troy's. It's very nice. It's very orangey, kind of like he is. I like the grilled cheese. Honestly, I feel like we could make Troy a grilled cheese sim. That would be very fun to do. He could have his little grilled cheese cult. And this is Zenna's room. It scares me. It's terrifying. This is like, you know, very soulless influencer type room. Like, I think it is going for like an all pristine look here, but I'm kind of terrified of Zenna. I'm gonna be real here. What she likes? She likes beards and good cooks, and she does not want an unemployed partner. I do believe Zenna is straight, hence the beard turn on, but that is very funny. She's like, you will not be a house husband. You will also be doing a job, and we will be a power couple together. I really like Zenna. I think she's very interesting. Let's see. She notably has a lot less aspiration rewards than her brother Troy, so she's really just kind of shut herself away in kind of this one-track pursuit to become the mayor, which is also very interesting because it kind of harkens back to her mom. Her mom seems to be very much focused on like her career, but we can see that it hasn't really worked out for her in the long run. She seems very unhappy where she is. So I do wonder if Zenna will come to kind of a different revelation when she gets older, or if she'll just kind of keep going down this path. But that's a family. Let's get to playing them. Okay, so it is about 2 p.m. I've noticed. So it looks like the kids have gone to school. And okay, well, they are going to be kissing. That's fun. And look at the kids hanging out. That's really cool. So she doesn't want to do a lot of stuff with their husband. So I do have two kind of... That's interesting. She doesn't want to become a witch. That's very fun. But I do have two things I want to... Let me scroll over to the kids. It's a little awkward just watching them make out. Two things I want to do with the parents. Priam, definitely want him to meet aliens. We're definitely going to be sticking around until the early hours of the morning so we can have that happen for sure. In fact, does he have a telescope? Let's just get that set up. If not, I feel like he should, right? That should be like his thing, right? Nope. Okay. We're going to buy him an expensive telescope. Let's do that real quick. Okay. Here we are. There's a lot of trees in the horizon, but hopefully this isn't too distracting. But yeah, so that's what I want to do with Priam. Let's get to that in a second, which is going to be fun because he might have the chance to get an alien baby, which I would very much enjoy. And then let's talk about Hecaba. So I mentioned I think it'd be good for her to have like a little talk with David. I feel like see if anything kind of comes from that and see if this is maybe not what she is going for in life. But I also have come up with a system that I want to start implementing. I haven't seen anyone do this before, which is either I've found something very cool to play this game, or this just doesn't work out, and that's why no one's done this before. But it is going to be a midlife crisis simulator, because I think Hecaba's storyline really seems set up for that. And there's a couple different ways you can go about this. There's a mod that will change like your Sim's aspiration just kind of on its own. You can set it to be like growing up aspiration. Do any of you guys have work, by the way? Okay, well, he's immediately going to look through the telescope. That's fun. Shouldn't you be at... Wait. Oh, God. He needs to be at work. Let's have him do that instead of look through the telescope and get slapped by Concert Cap, which might also be fun. What about you? She was supposed to get off work at like 4 p.m. That's okay. But I have a system now. It is, I am going to spin a wheel, and we will kind of use that to determine like what is she gonna actually want to do with her life. Let me tab over to that really quickly. So I have it here. This is really fun. I made it rainbow because it's Pride Month. And these are several different options that I think you would have if you're having a midlife crisis. I took a lot of inspiration from this from Sims 3 growing to get... That's a Sims 4 pack. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. No, I got a lot of inspiration from this from the Sims 3 Generations, which also has a midlife crisis simulator. And I looked at kind of like what do they do? What's like their big wants they want to do? And we have a few options here. Then I added some Sims 2 related ones, like also obviously like change your aspiration, lifetime wish. But I'm just going to spin it and we're going to see what we get. Interesting. Interesting. I did not plan for this. Okay. I kind of want to do a second one, but I might include this. So I did wildcard. This would be one that's very specific to the characters. And I mentioned really quickly that I had an idea for where I want to go with Hecuba, kind of based off of her character in Greek mythology. And let me give you another little history lesson. I'm sure you'll love my half-baked like history lessons in this game. But I mentioned Priam and Hecuba's children all died very young, tragically. Something happened with Hecuba after they died. She turned into a dog. Just became a dog woman with fiery eyes, and it was buried in the grave for a dog. That's her fate in a lot of stories. So she was later taken in by Hecate as one of her familiars. That would also be really fun to do at some point. Point is, that's a very easy storyline to transfer over to The Sims 2. You can make her a werewolf. So I think that is what I want to do with Hecuba. I think Hecuba is going to be a werewolf. I don't know how she's going to become a werewolf. There's a bunch of wolves in town, and I don't think she has a particular want to, so she's not a knowledge sim. Well, okay. So this is what's going on with Miss Hecuba. She's going to divorce Priam and try to become a werewolf. That's not her main goal, but that's going to be something that's just going to happen to her. Maybe from the grief of divorce and just kind of uprooting her family like this, something happens. You know, it happened in Greek mythology. She turned into a dog out of grief, so why not have it happen here? But okay, we're getting werewolves and aliens. Wow. I swear to God, I did not plan for this at all. This is so cool, but yeah. So when Priam comes home, we will break the news to... Actually, I was going to say she'll break the news to him then, but I think we're going to go a different route. But we're going to just kind of have everyone hang out. Priam's late for work. Oh, yeah, Priam. Yeah, what were you doing home kissing your wife? How dare you? You got money to make. Okay. So, yeah. That's what we're going to be doing with Hecuba. She is going to be leaving Priam and wanting to become a werewolf. I do have a supernatural transformer that I can use to turn her into a wolf, but we could also do the traditional way, which is try to have her encounter a wolf and try to make a good relationship with him. So I kind of want to try that way first, and if it doesn't work, I'll just cheat. I'm sorry, but I gotta cheat. Anyway, Troy, on the other hand, let's focus on the kids while we're waiting for that little storyline to take place. We're gonna have him just invite a friend over. Let's do Rory. Let's see if Rory's and him are good enough friends to come over. Because I would love that. Let me turn my ceilings off. I was doing some renovations. He knows two people, Fionnuala and Rory. But yeah, let's get Rory back over here. I don't know if I want to take these two out on a little event. Oh, we could also bring Cressida. This might be Cressida, actually. Yeah, who's your friend gonna be, Rory? It's gonna be so funny if it's Cressida. And she hits on Rory. But, you know, that might also be something. I also... Zenna and Rory are both like family sims. I feel like they would be a fun little couple as well. That might be something kind of for further down the line. I'm trying to think of like who possible boys are that she could be interested right now. And I'm like, Rory or Marcus are both family sims, so they seem like a really good match. Oh my God. Okay. Rory and Fionnuala. Uh-oh. This is a dangerous group. Let's see. And also Patrizio Monti. That's great. Rory. Wait, okay. Oh. Wait, okay. What is with the boys in this town? Why did Rory bring over Patrizio Monti? Why are the Montis like such a hit with the youth? Maybe they're trying to make friends for Romeo and Mercutio because God knows they need some more friends. But yeah. Okay, hi Patrizio. Is Patrizio going to be what makes Hecuba realize? Oh my God, she has chemistry with Patrizio. Wait a second. But anyway, is Patrizio going to be what makes Hecuba realize that like this marriage isn't working out? She's gonna be so like swept by this brilliant like retired celebrity chef that she's like, I can't do this anymore. David was one thing, but I need to be in the loving arms of Patrizio Monti, who I have 2 pulse of chemistry with. Sorry, I think I hit my mic. We do want to make friends. Gonna lock that. No, I know you guys aren't getting along. We're gonna change this. Hold on. I am not gonna make her start on an affair with Patrizio. I'm gonna make that 100% clear. That's not my goal here. But also, look at him go. Because I think Patrizio is very faithful to his wife, Isabella. Or at least he is after his first love, Contessa. I almost said consort. I can't say that. After his first love, Contessa died. Oh, they're not getting along. Maybe she's seeing, I don't know how I'm gonna work this story. She's talking about they don't like crime. She's like, I like crime. I don't know what you're talking about. I guess that's it, is maybe she is, yeah, talking about kissing now. Yeah. Maybe something about this conversation with Patrizio is making her realize she is having second thoughts about her life. She's seen Patrizio have a successful retired celebrity chef, someone who she does not like but is attracted to because that Monty magnetism is just so strong. Okay, anyway, let's focus on the kids. Look at all the kids hanging out. This is good. This is fun. They're watching TV together. Good. Oh, I was gonna say, let's go join Rory. Let's hang out with Rory. Look at little Rory. He's so freaking cute. How? Now I gotta know. Wait, Zenna and Rory don't have any chemistry. It's the saddest day of my life. Guess because he's unemployed. Maybe if Rory did get that job that his dad wants him to. Okay, she is thinking about how she does not like Rory because Rory's in the bathroom. She wants to go to the bathroom. Now they're talking about sports. Very riveting stuff, guys. Okay. Do we have an upstairs bathroom? We do. It's very cute, like a lot of other places in this house. What music are we listening to? What do we think Cressa would listen to? It should be like into pop. I can't do pop because it's YouTube doesn't like it because it's based off a bunch of new songs. But what I think she'd be into new age. Hold on, that seems like Cressa's vibe. Anyway, how are we doing with Mr. Patrizio, Monty? We're doing okay with Patrizio. I do not think Patrizio is going to be quite the awaiting in her. Oh, Priam's home! Yay, Priam! He wants his kids to get scholarship. Well, Zenna could get one, I guess. But we're also going to have him meet aliens. Yeah, baby. We'll do normal stargazing at first, and then we'll get into it. Oh, Miss Catriona's here too. Interesting. Why don't we say hi to Catriona as well? Why don't we say hi to the wife of the man you're like planning on leaving your husband for? I think that's a good idea, Hekaba. I think nothing bad will come of this. I think you guys are... No, I was going to say I thought they were friends, but they are not. But that's okay. Yeah, it's okay. And then we could have her on Wolf Watch. I really want her to meet a wolf, or else we could summon them over. Oh, she's so mad at Angus. Okay, how we doing out here, Priam? So I'm going to give him a few hours stargazing, and then if nothing comes of it, I'm going to do our very faithful, tried and true summoning aliens, but we'll just kind of let him do that. Is this your hobby? I don't think it is. That's okay. Oh, she's into music and dance. That's really fun for her. Maybe that's it. Maybe she decides that's her future is to become like a famous dancer, kind of Matsukichi actually. That'd be kind of a fun little parallel between the two. Or a musician. Maybe that's something she could get like really into. I like that for her. I think that's fun. I also like her becoming a werewolf. I think that's also really fun. Oh my god, this is such a red light out here. This is a really lovely patio though. Look at this. They got a hot tub. They got a little... Oh, I think Patricia's getting in the hot tub. All right. What are we doing? Dancing solo to Zenna's very terrible new age music. I love that. I love that for us. How are we doing with Rory? We're not doing good with Rory. Oh no, that was a TV. I'm so sad. I'm so sad. I thought that was an actual wolf. I got really excited for a second. Let's see. Let's go talk with Rory. Let's hang out. Let's have all the teens hang out. Why don't we? Oh god. Oh god. These two are not getting along at all. Uh-oh. God, the TV is so loud. We're gonna turn off the TVs, and that's what we're gonna do. Priam has gained enough enthusiasm in science. That's really fun. What are we doing? We're dancing. Okay. How we doing? Nice. Okay, I'm impatient. Let's summon aliens. I said I was going to give it a few more hours. I lied. Let's go see what this is about here. So this is a fun little animation. Look at him go. He's got his little flashlight. He's going to hold it up to the sky, and we're going to see what he gets. Let's see. I think he's going to send like a little message in Morse code being like, please take me from this earth. I know you've done it once, and I want you to do it again. Oh, look at little Zenna's cooking in the background. What we got here? Oh, it's Matsukichi. Hi, Matsukichi. Hi. Okay. I'm like keeping an eye out for wolves, by the way. We have to learn how to summon wolves. I really want Hekaba to become a werewolf. I think that'd be really fun for her. Okay. Is it working? Are we gonna find aliens, Priam? I also like this is Priam's like casual outfit. He's very chill looking guy. But come on. Oh no. Oh, yes. Oh god, the plant's in the way. Hold on, I need to take a screenshot when he gets abducted. I hope the plant's on the way. Beautiful. Oh, this is like my favorite cutscene, guys. Yes. No, come back here. Yeah, yeah! Oh, it's so good. Okay. So, if you've never seen an alien abduction in this game before, welcome to it. It's very fun. His knees are just going to be fluctuating like that for a while. Oh, Patrizio. Okay. His moves are going to be fluctuating like that for a while. He's going to be gone for several hours. We're going to watch his portrait just change all the colors of the rainbow. And that's going to be what he's up to for a while. And then when we get back, we can have a little talk with Priam and break up with him. That's what we're going to be doing. That's what the spinner has dictated. Hecuba is maybe just not thrilled that he's going to be having an alien baby, and then we'll have a divorce, and then we'll kind of look at how to go about things from there, which is going to be very weird. Don't know how I feel about that. Yes, I am looking for a wolf. It's like the one time I need to find a wolf in this goddamn hood. They're not there. Anyway, let's go make friends. Let's make friends with either one of the adults, or maybe with your children. Why don't we talk to your children? But I really do think she doesn't like them that much. I think maybe she's just realizing that being in a happy marriage with children is not what she wants, which is fine. And I think I like the idea of her going about it in like a more mature way than just starting an affair with David. But we could see. We could also maybe invite David over. God knows David's not doing anything. Oh, I've got his wife's here. Never mind. We're not doing that. She wants to tickle us. Okay, I don't think that's going to go over well, but you know, we'll see how this plays out. God, look at Catriona. She's such a baddie. Yeah, no. What did you think, Catriona? That was not going to fly. You don't want to tickle this random lady that wants to steal your husband. Woof. Be admired. Oh, Hecuba's like, can you please just let me eat, woman? But no, I think this is fun, so we're going to do it. Oh, I love you, Catriona. Okay. She took an admire. That's good. That's good. Okay, let's go back to eating now. And we can talk to our son and... Patrizio Monty. Why did Rory bring over... What is it about the Monty grandparents that, like, all these teenagers just think they're the best to hang out with? I don't know, but I kind of love it. I think that's really fun. If it wasn't, like, 11 o'clock, I would try to find little Zenna a suitor. I think that would be very fun. We could have her talk to Cressida, though. I wouldn't... Since she's straight, so I'm not going to try to pair her and Cressida up or anything, although both of them dating Cressida would be very funny. I'm going to just admit it. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be good. What I am going to do, however, is really quickly. How you looking, Hecuba? Yeah, you looking good? We're going to shift click mailbox. There we go. Okay. What's prime for romance with Priam? I don't remember saying that. Okay. Make NPC. No, I don't want to make another NPC. I want to summon an NPC. Can we do that? House. Make me know, everyone. Make NPC more. Leader of the pack. There we go. Okay. Now let's go here. And I just want to see, will we be able to summon the wolf? We could go talk to Cressida. Rory's thinking about adoption. That's fun. Yeah, you better get out of here. Yeah, it's getting a little late. I love this driveway. I like the little brick frame here. Do we have a wolf? Have we not summoned the wolf? Do I gotta do everything myself here? Okay, let's spawn sim. Okay, I'm trying to remember. We ran into like 700 wolves in this game. Are any of them... Professor. There's a pet named Kawaii in this town. I love that. Oh my goodness. Ichabod, Danny, Champ, Benny. Oh, is he? I'm gonna like break my game doing this. Bobo's a normal wolf. Whatever, we can greet Bobo. Yes, hold on. Rambo's here. Rambo's here, everyone. The star of the show. Finally, I knew all these wolves showing up would pay off, and it is going to pay off. I'm sorry, she doesn't even want to be a werewolf. In fact, she would probably hate it. But I want this plotline to happen so bad. I don't know what. I'm sorry to our like poor creator of this town, who probably had something very beautiful set up with like Hecuba and David, and I'm just doing this. I'm just getting them alien pregnant, turning them into werewolves, and we can't have Bobo destroying the furniture. No, tell him to stop. We have a beautiful rug. Whoa, so much is happening. Okay, it's screenshot time again. We got Priam is coming back. Look at him getting dropped off. That's early. Okay. Yeah, look at you go, Priam. Okay, where is it? Yeah! Beautiful. So yeah, Priam has just realized he has been abducted. The aliens wish to pollinate Priam. Does Priam accept? I want an alien baby. I could also randomize it. That's an option. And we could just find out. But I kind of want a Priam alien baby, so I'm going to say yes! What am I doing? Guys, we have so many fucking babies in this town. God, I can't wait. Okay, okay. Wow, everyone's come out. The question is, do we congratulate? Congratulate making 2 friends, including my husband who just got abducted by aliens. So let's be a little heavy-handed. They want to talk. Let's have them do a little chat. First, it's like 2 a.m. We should probably like say goodbye to everyone, actually. Sorry, Patrizio. You've taught me some important things about my life. I'm gonna say goodbye to everyone. And now we know Rambo, so we can bring Rambo here whenever we want. Oh my god, Rambo's got like dark eyes around. See this? He's got like little dark circles around his eyes. He's so much. Okay, then we're gonna have a little chat about what happened. And then we're gonna, maybe that will devolve into an argument, which I should have the, yeah, there we go. And then we're gonna break into a little argument. She's like, what the hell were you doing getting abducted by aliens? And you're flirting with Catriona. That's bad. Only I can flirt with the McDuffs. Bye. Only I am allowed to flirt with the McDuffs. They are my clowns, not your clowns. They are my clowns. Let's see how this shakes out. Okay. I like them having this conversation with all the wolves here. Actually, this is so good. Oh, God. I feel bad. I feel bad. I feel like I don't want to do this. She wants to start a business? Wow, girl. Okay. Maybe that's what you want to do with your life and buy a bar. Maybe she's like, that's it. I've realized I've talked to Patrizio Monti, the famous Patrizio Monti of the Monti restaurant, and I want to become a chef. And he's like, no. Oh, the relationship's going up. He's like, if that's what you want to do, I guess. I support you. But really, are you sure that's something you want to do? Yeah, he does not look happy. Maybe he's just a little bit on the grumpy side. But either way, yeah, look, they're like, yeah, remember when I taught all the kids how to be potty trained? He's like, that wasn't you, that was me. You show favoritism towards our son. She's like, I hate birds. I hate birds. I've always hated birds. I hate that you fly like a bird when you got abducted by a UFO. And he's like, yeah, no, I did do that. She's like, I don't care. I don't care. Let's do this again. I feel so bad. These two Sims are actually getting along really well, and they're very cute, and I'm making them do this. She's like, and I hate art, and I've hated architecture. I've never liked it. It's something I've always thought I had to do. But now, I wish it was easier to like make Sims hate each other in this game. I'm gonna be honest here. I know that's very bad. Maybe I'll have him argue with her back because he does not like her either. He was like very low relationship. He's like, also the way you make eggs is terrible. We're just gonna queue a billion of these up. I do have the break up anytime mod, so I could just speedline this and just have them break up. But I think I kind of I want to get them to the point where they're unhappy. And then we will get further with this. Maybe macros, socialize. Yeah, we can just put them on unfriendly. Oh my god, she's like, looks like she's super happy about that. Cheese off. Okay. What are the kids up to? I don't want the kids to see this. Okay, they are sleeping in. Oh. She's stargazing. I'm gonna just let her do this. Whoa! Whoa! Okay, that was it. Oh my god, they fell out of love. I'm terrible. I'm a terrible person. Why do you watch this game? Why do you watch me play this game? Look at them go. Wow, this is working so well. Oh my god, yeah, the relationship's at like 67. 73, so he actually likes her more than she likes him now. Okay, I'm gonna wait till he falls out of love with her. And then we'll probably end it for the night. But like, holy fuck, I wasn't expecting this to go so far. She's afraid of him getting abducted by aliens again. Oh my god. Yeah, no, she's like, this is not good. This is not what I wanted. You should also have breakfast, I think. Let's take a break from fighting to have a nice little toasted pastry. And he's nauseous. I don't know why I'm surprised. I know he's pregnant. I literally said yes to him getting pregnant. But that's that. Okay. She's like, wait, no, I wasn't finished. Don't eat your pancakes. I'm not done with you yet. Okay, yeah, you should probably also get a... What's she doing? Oh, he's into cooking. Okay. Yeah, I know you're hungry. It's because you got a baby in you now. You're eating for two. We got a counter, girl. Okay. Resume cooking. There we go. Oh. Okay, yeah, I know you're tired. It's because I spent all night just come up with some very heavy-handed plots. But sometimes we need this. Sometimes we need a little bit of spice in here. So yeah, we'll see how I feel about the midlife crisis simulator that I just came up with, where she's going to get divorced and become a werewolf. Because, that's two normal things you do when you have a midlife crisis. But I think that's where we're going to leave them. The Apollonias very angrily eating their Pop-Tarts away from each other around a bunch of mess. With Priam is going to have an alien baby. She will become a werewolf if I have anything to say about it. And Zenna is stargazing. Zenna, go to bed, actually. It's so late. And you got school tomorrow, girl. I'm not gonna lie. There was a tiny part of me that was hoping she'd also get abducted by aliens. But it looks like that has not come to fruition. So we're just gonna let her do her thing. She's afraid of all the wolves. Be barked at or hissed at by Bobo. Be chased by Bobo. Be barked at or hissed at by Rambo. Oh my god, she's so upset. And he just threw up. All right. Well, that's the Apollonias, everyone. The most stable family in Berrybury, and I've destroyed them. Anyway, let's go meet the next one. Oh god. Oh, I'm sorry. I do know the creator of this neighborhood does watch these videos, and I'm so sorry for what I've done to your cute little family. But hey, at least she's not having an affair with David the clown. Yet. Okay, well, job well done, or something like that. I feel not great. Sometimes I make my Sims do things in this game, and I'm like, a part of my soul has slipped away a little bit, and tearing apart this beautiful family who still has their portrait looking like everything is nice and happy is probably one of the worst things I've done in this neighborhood so far. And while we're here too, I just kind of want to take a minute to really thank everyone who's been tuning into these. I did not expect to get this far. I can't believe we're already done with our first rotation out of 18 families, which is so many, but we've done it. And I say we because I'm the one sitting behind the desk making bad decisions, as you can clearly see by what I just did. But, you guys have been here with me throughout this entire Let's Play. This is going to be our 12th episode, and you've been here this entire time, which I can't stress enough how grateful I am. This has been really fun to do, and I'm really glad that everyone's been tuning in. So thank you. Really means a lot. And that being said, let's go focus on our last family. So you might have noticed something here. We've done 5 families in total, not counting the Caps because we played them in one of our earlier episodes. Macbeths, Starvelings, Macduffs, the Apollonias, and the Okamuras. So you may be asking, what do you mean by another family? Well, this is why you need a camera mod to play Berrybury. Let's start with that. But if you look over at this road over here, you just keep traveling a little bit further past the farmhouse, you end up here. This is a castle surrounded by a moat. And this is where the Allens live. The Allens consist of 2 people. They live in Fort Berrybury. And this is August Dupont and his adorable daughter, Poe Allen. As I mentioned in the first episode we had when we were looking at Berrybury, they are not Shakespeare characters at all. They are based off the works of Edgar Allan Poe, which the name Poe Allen should be a dead giveaway. Very, very excited to get to this family. I love Poe. Poe's another big inspiration, or another author that I just really adore. So very excited to see what their story is all about. But they have a bio, and it says, with the recent loss of his wife, August has been left on his own to raise his daughter Poe. Most Sims in Berrybury have never even met August, but there are rumors that it wasn't an accident that claimed Annabelle's life. So Merry Mysterious. Can't wait to get into this. Okay, so let's get into it because there's a lot to talk about here. First of all, I comment on builds every time I load into a new one, but this is spectacular. It will be Lag City, but honestly, it's worth it. This is so goddamn amazing, and I'm so glad this is the last family we're looking at because there's already so much to uncover here. I expected a castle, and we've done castles in The Sims 2. The Beakers live in a castle. This is an entire fort. I've never seen this done on a lot before, and it's so incredible. There's little houses and everything where they can live at. There's an actual church. There's one thing which I think would be really fun to do with this family is there's actual living quarters for what I assume were probably servants or groundskeepers of this fort, but you could just have another Sim just living here entirely, or even better, you could have a Sim live in the walls because all the walls are hollow, and that also feels very Edgar Allan Poe, right? Cask of Amontillado. That's at least where I'm where my mind's going. But yes, they also have a functioning house. That's my reshade. They have a functioning house they can live in. So that's that. And then, of course, we got the main castle, which is just like exquisite. Like there's a dining hall, a little meeting room, a little piano room, a throne room. You actually can sit on this throne. Is there anything really interesting upstairs? Yeah, there has to be something going on here. Oh, okay, a little tower which you can keep guard of attacks for Fort Berrybury. I love this. This is so camp. I'm immediately loving it. Hold on, what's this? Oh, okay. Crap. This is a thing in castle design where you can like drop down, I think. Don't quote me on that. Anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. Second thing is doing setup for this family was interesting because, you know, a lot of them are just kind of chilling out in their rooms when you start up these Sims, and you can just kind of give them their makeovers, set their lifetime wants if you want them to. If you want them to like get more want slots, you can do so as well. This one, you're kind of dropped in on a scene, and let's talk about it really quickly. So here's August Dupont. He is sweeping up a lot of ash. A lot of ash, which can happen because he's right by a fireplace. And then also, I did notice, oh, that's his ACR, just so don't mind that. Here's Annabelle Allen. This is his deceased wife. Just right here, around all this ash. I do have a prediction, if we do see Annabelle's ghost at any time, that it will be a red ghost because of dying from fire. That seems to be what we're set up here, but it looks like dude's already doing some cleanup. I believe Annabelle had just died, like, maybe minutes before we have loaded up this family. But, so that's what we're dropped in on. Poe seems none the wiser. This is little Poe. She's so freaking cute. We'll get to Poe in a second. But she's just over here playing while, this man sweeps up the remains of her mama. Okay, so let's get into this. Who is this man? This is Auguste Dupont. Auguste Dupont's a very interesting name to draw a source from, even among like Edgar Allan Poe. He's actually not really, the work he's from is not really typical of Edgar Allan Poe. I mentioned earlier he is from a detective story. Actually, what is apparently one of the first ever written detective fiction, works of detective fiction. That's right, even more than Sherlock Holmes. So take that, Britain. We finally got one up on you. But yeah, it's an interesting one for an Edgar Allan Poe story, but I guess a lot of Poe's more traditional works really don't have named narrators. They're usually, if there is a named character, it is usually a woman. So it just kind of makes sense for like this male character to just have probably one of the only few really well-known names. Auguste Dupont also features in The Fall of the House of Usher, which is like one of my favorite shows at the moment too. It's a really good one if you do want to really get into the works of Edgar Allan Poe. It's a very fun modern adaptation of the titular story, as well as a lot of different other Poe works kind of just strewn together. I like it. Honestly, I think if you're a fan of Veronaville, I think there's a lot you will like about Fall of the House of Usher. But Auguste Dupont, I do notice he does want to resurrect Annabelle. That is his wife that he is currently sweeping up. That might be kind of fun. I do get a kitten locked. I think actually trying to bring his wife back might be kind of an interesting plotline for that instead. So we can see where that goes. I might just also be a little cheater and give him a college degree, even though I don't know if he would have had one. And that way we can give him more like wants and stuff. Good thing he's cleared out space for us to put this here. There we go. What do we want to give him? I'll give him literature. Because sometimes family sims want that. And then also it feels like a very Edgar Allan Poe thing to do. So yeah, now he wants that and a kitten. I'm going to look the kitten or kitten or puppy. Kitten. There we go. And a high chair. Oh yeah, we could get a high chair for his little daughter. But yeah, Auguste Dupont wants to bring back his dead wife. What's his lifetime want? Marry off 6 children. Oh boy. That one might not stay around. We could try to look for something a little more custom for him once we figure out kind of what his deal is. I mainly say this because I'm not sure if I want him to have 6 children. That's a lot of kids in a very overpopulated neighborhood. This would be one thing if I was just playing Berrybury on its own, but since we got Veronaville and Europa, that might be a lot, but also might be kind of cool, especially if August is maybe a vampire. Or at least was at some point. That's what his portrait showed him as, but we'll see. He knows 2 people. He knows little Poe Allen and Ben Rochetti the dog, which made him, I guess, want to get a bunch of puppies and kittens. So that's pretty fun. See his family tree. So it's him, Poe, and then Annabelle Allen. So Annabelle is, of course, named after Annabelle Lee, which is also one of Edgar Allan Poe's like most famous stories. I actually have like a fun little print of Annabelle Lee hanging up in my living room too. So very excited about this little tie-in too. And of course, Annabelle Lee is a poem about the narrator's deceased lover, which is very fitting as she has passed away. She also has, looks like Madame Eugenie Allen and Gordon Allen. I noticed kind of Interestingly enough, the family name seems to be passed on through the woman, which is like kind of a running theme in Veronaville and Berrybury. Although Auguste Dupin got to keep his last name, probably because it's a pretty iconic name. So that's going on there. And I also love little Poe. I love that's her name. Just Poe. Anyway, he knows two people, so he really is living up to the recluse stereotype that he was described as. Let's see. Wow. Okay. So he's unemployed and no skills whatsoever. This is very much a standout from the other adults in Berrybury who all seem to have skills at some point. He really is like a blank slate. This is really interesting. What's he got for his personality? He's very shy, very active, very serious, and then a little nicer. Okay. And what do you got for a bio? August has always kept to himself, but one day he had the desire to create his own real family. And when he met Annabelle, he knew he had to have her. Ugh. Okay. Guy's a little intense. I don't know about that. Let's see. Memories? Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. So he was a vampire. So, wow. Okay. So memories don't also tell us a lot about this, which is very interesting. I feel like given all the lore we've seen with Berrybury so far, this feels very deliberate. So I'm very curious to see how this character actually plays out. That he is very much like a blank slate. Because he knows, meeting Annabelle, obviously getting married to her, woohooing her, having little baby Poe, and then Annabelle dies, and then he was cured of vampirism. So I wonder if the cure was perhaps related to the fire, if he, the family bio indicates, he gave up being a vampire because he knows he has to now be a single parent and take care of little Poe. I don't know. This is really interesting. Got turn-ons. Swimwear and underwear, doesn't like glasses. Okay. One thing I did do with Mr. Auguste Dupin is I did make him bisexual because I was kind of going through a lot of the footage of my earlier gameplays, and I noticed we have a lot of queer women in town, but not that many queer men, or at least adult men. Some of the teens I know are gay or bisexual, but I also figured since he's a family sim and he's kind of single, maybe he'd be a good match for poor Kent Cap, who really does not have anyone that would be suited for him at this moment. However, kind of seeing what we know about this guy, which is he had to have her, and then also the fact that, let's be honest, he might have murdered his wife. I think that's what we're getting set up here. But obviously, we'll wait to see what Miss Annabelle has to say. But there's a possibility that this death, like they said, might not have been an accident. So I'm not sure if I want poor, sweet little Kent to end up here. But, Kent's from a dysfunctional family. So what's going from one bad situation to the next? But yeah, this is Auguste Dupin. I think that's it for him. He was a vampire. Now he's not, and his wife is dead. And he's got this little tiny, adorable baby to take care of on his own. So let's look at little Poe. It's going to be so hard because she's in the way of this very beautiful dresser. But let's just take a little look at her. She's got a really pretty face. I think this is her mom's nose. I recognize her mom has a very distinct long nose, and it looks like she got a little bit of that. Oh my goodness. She looks a little terrifying. Toddlers kind of look like gremlins in this game, but I get what we're going for with her. That's cute. Okay. Ooh, we're in the closet. It's June. We don't need to be in the closet. We can come out. We don't have to be here. Okay. I'm going to get out of tab. This is making me sick and probably you even more sick. But yeah, this is little Poe. She's a cutie. What's going on with Poe? So she is, of course, a little baby. She doesn't have any wants. She's a diaper filler. Look at her face. Oh my God. She's a baby. Okay, she wants to learn all her skills. That might be kind of what we have August do with Poe, because there's not much you can do when you got a toddler and no one to take care of him. She's afraid of her mom's arm being smashed. Oh my goodness. She only knows her dad. She doesn't have any skills because she's a toddler. They're supposed to grow up and have fun with new skills. She's got a very interesting personality, very neat, very shy, very active, playful, and then super grouchy. I wonder if her mom was kind of more of the grouchy one. Also, I did want to point out with her specifically, or this very interesting Madame Eugenie Allen. I do remember seeing this lady at the church. She had kind of her own little mausoleum personal. So it looks like this castle was theirs and they just have had there's some intense royalty. I think they're probably meant to be a duchess or something like that. Dang. So they are very, very, very wealthy, as you can see, because they live in an entire freaking castle. The other thing I was thinking is this reminds me a lot of Castlevania, where you have Dracula kind of living alone in his castle and his wife's dead, and also he's got a kid. And that's kind of where it begins and ends. But what's your bio, little Poe? Poe misses her mom, but she has her dad to keep her safe. This is so sad, brief, and ominous. There's a lot going on. Her only memory is of her mom dying. Oh, okay, wow. So, okay, that's the Allens. I don't know what we're gonna do with them. We're gonna find out. You know, I had like plans for Priam and Hecuba, and that. Oh God, we should. Where are we going with this, sir? We need to get a trash can. This is not working well for us. But yeah, I had like so many plans for Priam and Hecuba. I don't know what to do with these people. He's thinking about how his wife is dead. One thing we could do is he's such a recluse. It'd be good for him to get out and get to know people. I think we could try to see if he can know. Oh, wow. Oh my God. Okay. So yeah, like I said, I'm kind of suspecting him. There's something untrustworthy about him. I need to stop whispering. That's not going to do anything. But also at the same time, like it does seem like he is very genuinely torn up over the loss of his wife. So it'd be kind of really cool to try to see if we can bring her back. I feel like if anyone in the neighborhood can. He's laughing at pots and crying. Oh my God, this guy is unstable already. Anyway, I was going to say, I want to see if we could try to bring her back. I feel like they have enough of a supernatural tie. He was a vampire after all. Maybe he traded some of his immortality so he can, you know, try and bring her back, or at the very least, take care of poor little Poe, who's just all alone, playing with her toys. Definitely, we should have him teach her some skills, too. As we kind of think about what's going on here. What is the story here? What are we going to do with Mr. Auguste Dupin? So like I said, bringing back his wife is an option. In that case, it would be fun to have him like go out a little bit later and try to run into Mitsurugi Okamura, who I mentioned in the last episode is in the paranormal career track. And maybe we'll figure out, oh, he's going to kiss his daughter. Maybe we'll figure out how to bring his wife back. Also, this is a terrifying wardrobe. Oh my God. I don't think I've ever really noticed how scary this looks. Anyway, no. Give your daughter a kiss. I kind of hate how some things the toddlers do always takes precedence over everything the adults do. I feel like that should be the opposite, but that's neither here nor there. And then yeah, her locked want is to learn how to walk, so we could have him do that until it's time to take care of her or put her to bed or something like that. She does need to go to the bathroom soon, so we can maybe potty train her. Does she have a potty at all? Her living quarters are very interesting. I do like when they put a rug down to try to liven it up instead of the grungy castle that she lives in. That's something. Like I said, I'm just very fascinated by this build. This portrait here. This might have been Madame Eugenie. It looks like her. It looks like it could have been her. Wow. I'm just taking all of this in. There's so much happening here. Got a piano. And then we haven't even talked about there's like an entire freaking church on its own. Like what? Whoa. Wow. This is a really interesting figure too. This is the Gray Lady. She is in the Sims lore, she's supposed to be built to protect like children from fire. This is why like toddlers and stuff can't die of fire in this game. So it's fun that she's here. And then also that, you know, one of our many plot lines for this family is that a woman has died of fire. So that's something. We still have this situation to deal with. I almost want to hire a butler for him. Like this, I haven't messed with butlers yet. I really need to start, apparently. That's probably why I failed the like headmaster thing so poorly with the Macbeths, because I didn't have anyone who knew how to cook at all, which turned out to be very terrible for me. But I'm like, we could have a butler and he could sweep this up. But I also think if her death is supposed to be this suspicious, maybe it's best that we take care of this on our own. But we'll wait until we're done teaching her how to walk. She's learning a little slow. I wish I had the smart milk, but he does not have good enough aspiration. I guess we could get him a kitten. That would be kind of fun, but I do want to focus on this. Okay, sorry, I'm doing a billion things at once. I'm like, do we have any interesting walk-bys? Whoa, who's that? Oh, Bianca Monti. I kind of want to have... Wait, let's go greet Bianca Monti. Now, he and Bianca would be a fun little pair-up. I do think, you know, Bianca's trying to start a family. How do we leave this castle? I guess not through here. Oh boy, okay, that's gonna be interesting. I was gonna say, he and Bianca would be a fun little pair up, right? She's trying to start a family. This guy's already got a kid. He might have burnt his last wife, but that's no worries. Okay. What's the pop-up for? I guess it's them. They're admiring each other. How we doing? Okay, that's not too bad. I was gonna set him up with Bianca's friend Kent, but you know, this is okay too. And here's a Catriona. We're doing a little school cheer. Visitors have arrived. Welcome to the neighborhood. I feel like he's been here longer than like anyone here. Mitsurugi! Yes, 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 yes. Okay, okay. Let's greet everyone. Everyone can come in. Oh, good. Okay, okay, good, good. Yeah, greet everyone. Oh, perfect. Okay. Okay. Yes. So we're gonna have him be friends with Mitsurugi. Hi, Titania. And Titania. Honestly, he and Titania would be a fun little duo. There we go. Okay, I'm glad he's nice. So he's like gonna be, responding well. Like I said, he and Titania would be a fun little duo. I do notice that bolt of chemistry. Okay, okay, sir. Like I said, Titania has an open relationship. Oh, the baby has. I'm not being good with the toddler. Okay, we have met people, so let's go change Poe's diaper, and then we can start getting to know Mitsurugi and everyone else because they all seem very nice. But also Mitsurugi could maybe bring her wife back. But also maybe we could find a new lady for him. Just saying sometime down the line. Okay, I think I want to put a little. Who's that? It's Hector, the sheep. Well, this is not ideal. You're a vampire. Teleport here. There we go. Yeah. Probably shouldn't be doing that much, but you know, for a baby, anything's possible. Yeah, let's go change Poe's little diaper. I wonder, is like the room locked? No, okay, okay. Wait. This room needs to be locked immediately, though. Immediately, we gotta lock this from everybody else. Like, they cannot see our, like, remains of our former wife. Jesus Christ. Oh, Catriona not having it with Mitsurugi. Okay. Look at this little scene up here. Catriona is in the piano. I don't think that's where she's supposed to be. Donnie's like, oh, I'm so bewitched by how you can clip through a piano like that. And he's like, I'm so bewitched by how you can clip through Bianca Monti like that. What a fun little setup this is. Okay. Anyway, back to the baby. Oh, baby's going upstairs. What are we doing with baby? Oh, she needs to get, I bet she's going to get fed. Okay, well, you don't have to boo Bianca while you're just like right in here. This is so... Happy Pride Month. That's all I'm going to say. As she's like vomiting from Bianca. Okay. Anyway, where have we gone? Okay. I think he just wants a little bit of peace and quiet. He's suddenly met 4 people. That's more people than he's ever met in his little vampire life. He needs to get away from all of this. I don't blame him. Ooh, tree in the way. Tree in the way. My God, this house is... I'm going to lose track of who's who so much in this house. But I was going to say, if we ever have a sim where, like, you know, they move out all of a sudden, like Kent, or something like that, we could have them live here and they could just, if they don't have a job or anything, they could just kind of work as his servant. I think that would be just like a really fun thing to do. They could even bring a kid along. There's like a separate bedroom here. The other thing I was thinking that would be really fun is we got a lot of murderers and people who want to be murderers so bad in this neighborhood. It might be interesting at some point if like a character has to go on the run and we just make them live in the castle or in this little house that's been uninhabited and just see how long it takes for this guy to figure out. I think that'd be very good. My God, Bianca, please. Oh my God. Okay. Everyone is so glitched. Why is he carrying her like that? Is this his vampire magic? This is so horrible. Okay. New thought. I'm sorry. I'm going a million miles an hour. What if the baby's a vampire? What if she inherited that? Because I mentioned I have that hereditary supernatural. What if I made her like a little vampire? And that's like kind of their thing is he has to take care of her while she can't even leave the house because she's just a little vampire baby. Wouldn't that be fun? She's EP. August, we're going to make some food for your guests. Let's see what we got. We can make lunch meat sandwiches or an instant meal. Let's make a lunch meat sandwiches and get to know your friends. Definitely, you want to know Mitsurugi if you want to bring your wife back. Mitsurugi can maybe help you with that. Mitsurugi might need to bring his own wife back at some point because, there's a bunch of fairies trying to kill her. All fun stuff. Definitely, you guys have a lot in common. Mitsurugi doesn't realize this yet, but you guys do. I don't even think Bianca sounds that bad. I think you guys are being so judgmental. She's doing her best. Let's tip her. Oh, I also forgot to comment. We are loaded, but I figured that was the case. But yeah, let's tip her like 100. Bianca needs it. She's trying to start her own little flower business. She's trying to get away from the Montes and start her own life. She could do with the money. And we have so much money to our names. We're not Macbeth rich, though. I did notice that. The Macbeths are just, like, unusually loaded. So, Tanya, can we be nice? Can we be nice to our friend Bianca? Did we have to be mean to Bianca? Bianca's gone through so much. Bianca was bullied by all the cats at once, and now you're just all in her business booing her. Can we talk about this? Can we talk about this? You are absolutely stunning, though. Oh, okay, Mitsurugi and Bianca. Okay, okay, wow, that was the genuine, like, finger sizzle. Okay. Where are we trying to go, Titania? This is very interesting so far. Unlike the Apollonias where I just made like everything happen. Bianca, do you want to maybe stop your piano playing because people don't like it? And come eat dinner with us? But I was gonna say, unlike with the Apollonias where I had so much going on, this is more chill. I just kind of want to see what this guy's deal is. He's so odd. She thinks Catriona is ugly. Like, this is such a very interesting little setup we have. Oh, okay. We can eat with friends, Bianca. We don't gotta go downstairs. All the way to the house. Yeah, this might prove problematic. One of the things with the Veronaville is that there's a lot of double houses, including, this is also one of them now, where they just kind of don't really know where to eat or sleep, but it's okay. Oh, baby is awake. Baby, 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 baby. I mean, she's fine. I'm not really worried about her. Do we have a potty for the baby? I don't think we do. I think we need to get that. Let's see. Where in this very beautiful house, this very intricate castle, are we going to put a little potty for the baby? What about right here? I think that sounds good. Oh, we should get one of those things too. Okay. Okay, let's think about this. The little angel potty chair. There we go. A potty chair for our little angel. It's potty trained Miss Poe. She's fine for a minute. Ignoring the screaming child. Let's go talk to some people. Let's go network with some clowns. And this guy who knows ghosts and everyone. Let's all hate Titania, I guess. What has Titania done to deserve this? Many things, probably. Many things. She's a very problematic individual. And then I gotta kind of think, if he sleeps here and the toddler has to do all her toddler things here, I feel like we need a little door, at least like a little secret passage that maybe only he can access to get down here, because right now this is a lot. Okay, okay. Can we successfully potty train the baby? Can we get that done for us? I believe in us. I believe in us in August upon. And then I will be very... I love this. I love this. This is so good. We'll see how good this castle is in theory. So far, I really like it. So I do want to really keep him in here. But if it does prove problematic, we might have to scale down, like I was saying, with some of the other bigger houses here. But I do like it a lot, so I really don't want that to happen. How Miss Poe doing? Oh, goodness. Okay, let's go play a game with Poe. He needs fun. You need fun. There we go. Let's toss her in the air. Play peekaboo. They are very adorable. I will say this. I'll say this. You might have murdered your wife, August. We don't know. We don't know. That's another thing is, if we befriend Mitsurugi, we could have her do like a seance, and then we could figure out, like, did Annabelle die? Or did Annabelle die of just like an accident, or is there something more sinister afoot? I'd be very curious to know, like, does Annabelle know anyone? Like, this guy's such a recluse that I'm not really worried about it. Okay, I guess we're doing this in the bathroom. That's fine. Let's go back to teaching her. Let's go talk to some... Oh. Wow, everyone loves Titania. I'm not surprised by that, but no, let's go maybe hang out with some people. Get everyone downstairs so they don't have to be in this little thingy. Yeah. And then let's go make some friends. We gotta network. We gotta make sure we know some people in town, because so far it's been very, he's smelling the flowers. Okay. Look, Catriona's here. Why? What are they trying to get to? Like, this is like the second time someone stood in front of this wardrobe and just kind of freaked out a little bit. There's something up. What's going on here? Hold on. Okay. It looks like a normal wardrobe. Uh-oh. Ye closet. Okay. I was wondering if there's like a little mystery. I feel like there's so much going on with this house. There might be something I'm just completely missing. I think this is supposed to be like a stable. That's fun. Okay, Titania, I'm gonna say it. You are not much better. You had no right to be booing Bianca. This is how you sound. You're maybe even worse than her. I'm gonna put it out there. Yeah, Catriona thinks so, but he also paid her, so I don't know what that's all about. Okay, let's do peekaboo. Oh, I think I'm searching. Yeah, let's do some chats, and then we can have everybody come out and hang out, and we can all get to know each other. And wouldn't that be fun and dandy? And then I'm like, can any of them actually watch these kids? And we can maybe have them go out and try to meet more people. But I mean, we got some crews here. Yeah, let's go have a nice little chat. I think that's the good way to doing it. Yeah, you two. Ask Bianca to hang out. More. Oh, Mitsurugi, are you too hungry? Okay. Oh. Titania says you invited me to spend the night, but then you didn't let me get any sleep. I'm leaving. I did not invite you to spend the night, Titania. You just don't know how human customs work. She thinks we're hot. Yeah, you just don't know any human customs. We are not getting along with any of these people. I'm about to kick them all out. Fuck all y'all. And he's going to sleep. Okay. I'm gonna... Let's do another dinner of instant meal. Okay. And then I guess that's it. He's tired. Boy, I bet he misses being a vampire. Oh, if he was a vampire, I could just have him drink all these people. That'd be so fun. But okay. I like these two getting along. It's probably the most awkward, way to sit and talk to a person I've ever seen. Bianca, we can sit on one of these nice couches. It's okay. He's not gonna bite. He doesn't do that anymore. Instead, he's here. He's drinking his instant meal. Everyone drink your instant meal. And then I guess we're just gonna... We don't need to be tickled by Catriona. Catriona really likes tickling. I'm not about it. Yeah, then we're just gonna teach Poe some skills, and I think that's just how we're gonna wrap this up. This is a very interesting little family. I'm very excited to see where this goes. There's so much here. I'm gonna be good and not try to revive Annabelle to figure out what her deal is. I do want this story to come about organically, but I am so curious. Also, I do think we need to hire a butler. I think that could be the last thing we do, so I don't forget to do it. Do we have a phone even? I don't feel like this lot would have a phone, honestly, but I want a phone. So we're gonna probably get a phone if I can't find one. There probably is one, and I just am missing it completely because look at this place. It's huge. We got a phone? Do we have a phone? He could buy a cell phone. That'd be fun. He'd be a vampire in a castle with a cell phone. No, we're gonna get him a nice little phone. How do we feel about this one? Too much? Too much? Okay, fine. Fine, you guys won't let me have any fun here. There we go. Okay. I can't believe Titania thought we were having a sleepover. What is her deal? What's the deal with that? No. And we're not getting along with Mitsurugi at all. But yeah, she thought we were having a sleepover and then got mad at me when she was like, there's no place to sleep, which is not true. There's 400 beds in this place. So I don't know what any of that's about. But okay, you guys. Okay. We are gonna go hire a butler. Butler's gonna come over first thing in the morning because God knows this guy probably doesn't clean up after himself. Then we're gonna teach our butler. He looks like a butler. He's very bald. I do like that for us. I guess these guys can hang out. I don't really care. And then we can teach Poe to walk. Teach Poe a nice little lesson. And that's what we could do with this guy. Just have him have a nice little bonding moment with his daughter, who maybe will be a vampire, because I think that'd be a very fun way to take her character. So that's what we'll do. Maybe he'll become a vampire again. Maybe we'll resurrect Annabelle. Maybe we won't. We did not get a kitten, though. That's okay. After the last time we got a kitten, I'm fine with waiting on the kitten for a moment. Maybe we'll get a kitten with a face next time. Who knows? We get our little PJ. She's so cute. I do like little Poe. Poe's very cute. I also love this little animation where she's teaching them to walk, and then they kind of stumble a little bit, and the dad laughs. That's really cute. I'm very much enjoying that. Okay, there's Bianca. What are we doing, Bianca? I was just using the bathroom. How? We're just washing our hands. Okay, Bianca. I don't know why we had to come all the way down here to do that, but that's fine. That's fine. What is with you people? I did not invite any of you to spend the night. Go home. Go home. Where's the other ones? Okay. I think August Dupont, I think we need to work on our human customs. Oh God, is Mr. Rugi going to say the same thing? Can we say goodbye to Mr. Rugi before he also gets mad at us for not... What are we booing? Are you booing me? Bro. Okay. We are getting tired. You know what we're going to do? We're going to put baby in the crib. And then we're going to go to bed. And we know how to use the beds. Maybe it's a vampire thing. Maybe we do like literally have to invite them in to like spend the night. Otherwise they won't come in at all. What? Is that your hair? Oh, I don't like that. Okay, well, he looks a little like Elvis, but it's okay. It's okay. And woo, okay, well, that was the Allens. Holy cow. There's so much to unpack here, which I'm really enjoying. I like families when they just kind of throw a lot at you. And they did a really good job at like, oh, the baby's up. The baby. Sorry, August. You stop being a vampire for this exact reason. Let's go potty train our baby. But yeah, I like that both this guy is so mysterious and also has so much potential of like what to do with him. It's a really cool, very good balance that this creator struck with him. So very excited for that. I hate your default hair. I don't know why you have the Maxis hair, but that's okay. That's okay. It's fine. It's fine. Let's go get little Poe. My God, he really wants pets. I guess we could do that and then maybe wrap up. Oh yes, he needs to take a bath. Maybe we'll just do that instead. And yeah, okay. Oh, that's a cute face. Hold on, make that face again. Not that one, the other one. We were just kind of looking around. Not that one either. Okay, well, I think this is where we're going to leave the pose on, or the Allens. Yeah, me too, man. I'm very excited. But yeah, wow, we have finished, guys, like we have finished like an entire round of this. We're gonna not stare at the vampire man while he's taking a bath. We're gonna play with little Poe and her little, yeah, in her little dollhouse. Oh, he's still there. Oh, terrible. Oh no. This is not allowed. You can't do this. I'm gonna put the bed out here right now. That's probably not a good idea. We'll bring it back when you're old enough. There we go. But yeah. These are the Allens. They're very interesting. Very intrigued by this. But yeah, that means we have finished our entire first round, which is super exciting. Like I said earlier, thank you guys so much for tuning in, going on this little journey with me. This has been very fun. I know it's called a Let's Play because we're all doing this together, but I really just enjoy like how much everyone has been like kind of along for the ride and how much everyone's been liking this, and hopefully entertained by my shenanigans. It's like my first time ever doing anything like this, and so far I really have been having a good time. This has been a very fun little series to make. And next up, we're going to be back in Veronaville. We're back with the Cat Monty feuds. We're going to be looking at the caps. What are you mad about, sir? Anyway, we're going to be back at the caps, which I'm very excited for. That's Juliet's family. I miss those stupid kids. I love them so much. I moved them into their household, and they immediately started nugging each other, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to play them again. But I've also just been really enjoying the other neighborhoods that we've been looking at. I did like kind of a little send off for Europa, which once again, Europa, very cute, very charming. I like that it's kind of more down to earth than like Veronaville and Berrybury. I think that's kind of a nice balance, is that you have these like very real, like interpersonal dramas, these scandals, everything is taken very seriously in Europa, which I think is really cool. I'm sorry, baby. One day you will learn how to use stairs, but that's not going to be today. Let's go play with a toy. Yeah, there's like, a lot of scandals. Everything is taken very seriously. I really like that in Europa. And then Berrybury is like so eclectic. It's so funny. It's so bizarre. Every character is so colorful and weird. Like this guy, he's so weird, which I really love. I'm gonna drink another drink. So been really much enjoying that. It's like a very beautiful little town. I love all the, can we even see the town from here? Ooh, oh my God. Okay. We're in the mist. We're in Silent Hill. Oh God, this poor guy coming all the way into here to deliver a paper. Anyway, boy, I am really bad at ending episodes, aren't I? Oh, Tamaza fancy. You're not bald. You got butler hair. He's cute though. It's a very cute little butler. I gotta say that. Anyway, Berrybury is really fun. I really enjoy it. I really like this little freak here, and I really like all the other little freaks. But I'm very excited to go back to Veronaville. I want to see if I cap some Monties, and we'll see that next time. I definitely have some few like little changes. We'll talk more about how rotations are going to get set up, because I definitely have a system I'm kind of planning out for that. And I will hopefully put all the caps and Monties and Summer Dreams in their nice little made-over lots, so they can kind of hold a candle to all the very nice made-over lots in the neighborhoods that I've downloaded. Although I will say, nothing I can make will ever hold a candle to this. This is so much, and I love it. This is so... And it has not been giving me as much issues as possible. It's giving this guy issues, but that's fine. Anyway, that's it. I'm done yapping. I think I need to stop yapping too. So, gonna wrap it up here. Have a good night, everybody, or good day, or whatever time of day you're watching this. And just have a good day in general. And I will see you guys later. Take care. Bye-bye.